Drama on top of making you miserable, drama costs you money. For me personally, I was kind of burnt out because I was running on the red line just for many years.
It's like, how much have you grown since we started? I think over 100% probably.
Close to it.
What's kind of the first step that for you helped you go from being the bottleneck to taking steps to no longer be the bottleneck?
Well, I think one of the keys is
the team was pretty excited about that. They've been talking about it a lot.
We just got clear on what those drivers are and how to improve them, and also accountability, assigning responsibility for the various drivers that got us to where we need to be. A lot of law firms are basically self-interested. They look at their clients as a means to an end, and that end is to get themselves paid. And the way we do things here is differently.
I'm here today with Shalev Amar, founder of Amar Law Group. Shalev has agreed to take me through his business headquarters in Scottsdale, but also we're going to talk a little bit about why we're celebrating today. Shalev, tell us a little bit about your firm, when you opened it. Give us some background.
Well, I opened my firm back at the end of 2017. I had gotten out of a 10-year partnership where we just weren't aligned, and had to go through a business divorce, which was a little bit painful, but because you're also starting from scratch. And so started a new firm, and just wanted to do things the right way, practice conscious capitalism, which just basically means that you don't just focus on profit, you also focus on your team, your clients, your vendors, and making sure that everybody wins, not just the owner. And so.
Awesome. So that's when you start. So let's actually walk through your actual office. We just had a team meeting, and why don't you just share a little bit about what we're celebrating and why we're celebrating. So let's go through here. How long have you been in this office?
We have been in this particular office building since end of 2018.
Awesome. Okay. So you've got the Halloween spirit going.
Yeah.
All right. So let's maybe start with your conference room here. So why don't you share a little bit? So you'll notice there's my lone champagne glass here on the table, but we just had a strategy session with the team, and there were celebrations. Tell us what you're celebrating.
Well, we just hit 1,000.
Face the light here.
1,000 signups for the year, which was our stretch goal for the entire year, and we hit that goal here at the end of October.
1,000 signups, and then one of your employees said that when she joined, you were celebrating 500 signups. Mm-hmm. So you really doubled your volume in just a few years. That is an incredible accomplishment.
Yeah.
Now, part of what we were discussing too was like, why did it happen? So why don't you share some of the insights as to why you all were able to double the result you want for your team? Why is that?
Well, there are several factors, but I would say building the culture, building up our systems and processes and scripts, and doing collaborative work, and over time through coaching and feedback and collaboration, and just, like I said, developing our systems and processes, constantly looking to improve, we were finally able to hit that goal.
And the tangible feeling of, there was, in this particular meeting, there were some people online, there were some people in the room, some newer employees, and the feedback we got from the newer employees that this organization felt different. Felt different than the companies they were with. It wasn't just a mill of people just not working their butts off and not caring about the result they got for their customers. So share a little bit about what your vision was from the beginning and your mission was for this firm based on what you had experienced in the past, and how Amar Law is different.
Well, first and foremost, a lot of law firms are basically self-interested. They look at their clients as a means to an end, and that end is to get themselves paid. And the way we do things here is differently. We focus on putting our clients first, making sure our clients get what they want. And normally, when you do that, you will get what you want as well. And even if in a particular case, we didn't get our full fees, the way we see it is if we take care of our clients, make our clients happy, we'll still get that back tenfold as far as getting positive reviews and referrals. So it's about having an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset, in that if you take care of people long term, karma wise, you will be taken care of as well. And on top of that, we also believe in treating our team as human beings, not as cogs in a machine, and helping them advance, meet their goals, and individually and the firm's goals collectively. And that by taking care of people, by giving generous PTO, vacation time, celebrating people's birthdays, and allowing people to have that work life balance and flexibility as far as scheduling, that if same thing with your team, if you take care of them, they will take care of you. Now, it's not always that way because in life we have givers, matchers, and takers. We have had some takers over the years that were not the right culture fit, but they're no longer here. And now we basically have a team of mostly givers with a couple of matchers. And in that scenario, when you give to them, they give to you. And so we give to each other, we collaborate, we support each other, we cover for each other when people are out sick or on vacation. So it's just a happy environment where we're collegial, we're all friendly with each other. Um, in fact, my assistant's my wife, so it's kind of a family type environment where you look forward to meeting people at work. You're not dreading having to deal with office politics and drama. You know, as a business influencer that I followed said a couple of years ago that really made a lot of sense. Drama, on top of making you miserable, drama costs you money because you have to spend a lot of emotional energy and time dealing with the drama instead of accomplishing your goals and improving. So definitely love having a low drama environment.
Yes, drama is for the movies, not in real life. Is absolutely draining.
Uh-huh.
So share a little bit. So we've worked together for since 2019, so for a few years now.
Mhm.
Can you share a little bit about maybe the processes you embraced as you set the foundation to grow and some of the benefits you saw?
Yeah, there was. We were able to just quantify what are the biggest drivers to help us move the business forward and reach our financial goals and client sign up goals. And we just got clear on what those drivers are and how to improve them, and also accountability, assigning responsibility for the various drivers that got us to where we need to be. And also just learned a lot about collaboration and how to have effective meetings where we are all learning from each other, and that just helped us progress faster and reach our goals faster.
So a topic that came up in today's meeting with Shalev's team is that the best organizations basically have the best processes. So
Mhm.
the process of how you meet, the process of how you set goals, clearly communicate goals, and hold people accountable to those goals. Those are all the foundation that you're
Mhm.
leveraging to get the results. Um, a business shouldn't really be doing anything unless it ultimately translates to sustainable results while providing great value to the customer. So when you
Mhm.
think about that, can you share a little bit? And we talked about when we first started, you were what were your numbers like? How much have you grown since we started? I think over 100% probably.
Close to it. I think, yeah, I think our numbers were between probably 600 and 700 when you came on board, but now we're at 1,000 with 2 months to go. So we're on pace for about 1,200.
So approaching a double the growth, and not that that this one thing was the main factor, but it
Mhm.
sets the foundation for all the unlocks for you in your business, unlocks in training and all the scaling that
Yeah, it
saves
was.
your time to enable you to do those things.
Yeah, it was definitely helpful as far as becoming aware of bottlenecks and how to overcome them and things of that nature. Um, you still have to. Knowledge alone is not enough. It's you also have to execute and apply what you're learning. But yeah, it was definitely helpful. And one of the things I realized is I'm one of the biggest bottlenecks because I take on too many responsibilities. I wear too many hats, and that to get the firm to the next level, I had to remove myself from certain things. Like I could still be available as a resource for coaching, supervising, and helping out, but that it shouldn't be me doing most of certain projects and work on certain cases. That there need to be more collaboration and have me be more of a coach, a guide, and a mentor rather than the one doing all the work. Kind of like owning a mechanic shop and being the one changing the oil. That's
Yeah,
just not the best use of my strengths and talents. And it got
yeah,
me to realize that one of the things that will help the firm advance, did help the firm advance, is to focus more on vision, more on culture, more on providing, like I said, mentoring, guidance, and coaching to the team rather than doing everything myself. Because there's only so much that one person can do. um, what's that saying? If you want to get somewhere fast, go alone. But if you want to get
go far,
further, you need to
go
you need
together.
you need to go together. You need to
Yeah.
have a team.
Actually have that quote on my website. So yeah, very powerful. So for anyone listening to this that actually does have the sensation that they're the bottleneck of their organization, which is very common,
Mm-hmm.
especially
Mm-hmm.
when you recently started an organization. Just know there's a path to solving for that. It takes discipline, it takes time, but there's absolutely a path, and it's like a recipe. You can't do it all at once, but you put a few of the right foundational steps in order. What would you say would be the first step? So someone's watching this, a business owner's watching this, they
Mm-hmm.
want your level of success. What's kind of the first step that for you helped you go from being the bottleneck to taking steps to no longer be the bottleneck?
Well, I think one of the keys is to take the knowledge that's in your brain and put it into systems, processes, lists, and scripts. um, to write things out, to record videos. That way, you're not always having to repeat yourself. And that way, it makes it easier to onboard new team members, and also to train existing team members. Because one of the things that gets difficult for the owner is it just gets draining to have to repeat yourself over and over again. And sometimes you might limit your growth because if you hire somebody, you're like, oh gosh, the next month or two are just going to be hell for me,
Yeah,
having to do my normal work duties and have to train somebody.
right.
So by creating the systems, processes, lists, and scripts, like putting your knowledge into writing and into video, you can remove a lot of that burden. I mean, there's still stuff you need to do, but you can remove, say, 90% of it,
Yeah,
and you're not having to constantly
it's
repeat
a
yourself.
high leverage activity, right? You do it
Correct.
once and you get hours of your time back. So those are the kinds of things you want
Yeah.
to focus on.
Yeah, you do the work up front, but then it gives you a lot of your time back. But one of the keys as well is once you start to free up your time is to not just sit around doing nothing. It's to continue working on the business, improving the training, um, improving your marketing, looking at different ways to scale, and continue just improving every facet of the business. I think the um, kind of the mistake that some business owners can make is once they free out their time, they just start chilling. And it's you can't do that because then things your own kind of how would I say willpower muscle and work muscle starts to kind of atrophy, and slowly things start to backslide a little bit in your business if you completely let go. So it's not about completely letting go. It's just about shifting your focus to, like you said, the highest leverage tasks. Like, again, working on improving your training, working on improving your client or customer service. Con- like what's the Japanese term? I think it's ikigai, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like constantly looking at ways to improve things and not just resting on your laurels. Because once some of my
Or was it
time,
was it Kaizen? Kaizen or
yeah, Kaizen, you're
Kaizen.
right.
Kaizen,
Ikigai
not
is like a
Ikigai
way of life.
is your
Anyways,
purpose. But
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know the Japanese. Anyways, that's right. It is Kaizen, but like, yeah, you got to keep Kaizening. And I think for me personally, I was kind of burnt out because I was running on the red line just for many years. Um, I'd say probably about 17 years
Oh wow.
where I was just, doing everything. And so I was a bit burnt out. So once some of my time freed out, I got a little bit lazy. But then I realized that the progress was happening, but not at the speed that I wanted. So I needed to rededicate myself and just, again, become more involved, not in doing the day to day, but more involved in improving our systems and processes and the ways of handling the day to day, the marketing, the finance, and the client satisfaction aspects of the business. And by doing that, things kept advancing.
That's fantastic. And I think the confidence that you now have because you've seen how these high leverage activities save you time
Mm.
and translate to results. I mean, that gave Shalev the confidence to just announce to his team today that their goal for this year is even 50% high, for next year is 50% higher than it was this year,
Mm.
which is fantastic. And your team even said that they think it's doable. So, these things are possible. You need the discipline to do them. Why don't you share just, so people know the kind of creative things you could do? What was the you had a goal for your team. They're exceeding it this year. So what was the reward? What was one of the rewards for them beyond financial rewards? What was that motivation? Tell
Well,
us.
so we do have a monthly bonus structure that is meant to incentivize the team bringing in new clientele. So they get bonused every month based on the number of clients that are signed up. I don't like yearly bonuses because I feel like first, it's hard for the team to see the reward of putting in extra effort and exceeding expectations if the reward is only once a year. So I'm all about monthly bonuses. Also, previous firm I've worked at screwed me out of my yearly bonus 2 years in a row. It's one of the reasons I started my own
There
firm.
you go.
Um, but yeah, the reward for the team is a trip to Hawaii on the firm, all the team members plus one, with flight and accommodation. So yeah, we're going to be in
That
Hawaii
the
next
team
year.
was pretty excited about that. They've been talking about it a lot. So again, you could do creative things on the reward side, and this team was very motivated. They're loving the culture, they're loving their work-life balance, and they're performing really well. I don't think anyone could ask for more.
Mhm.
And again, appreciate you taking the time on this busy day of
Sure.
celebration. Wish you continued success. Look forward to doing other fun things in the future to continue to scale.
Sounds
And
great.
we'll see you in the next
Okay.
video.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Ollie. Bye, guys.